Let's take a look at some of the highlights from tonight's ball game.
Yeah, and Lafayette got out to a quick start. They tried to get the ball down the field here. You see Kente Edwards there with a beautiful run to get in the end zone. That made it 10-0 after an early field goal on a misplayed kickoff as Lafayette rings the bell. Columbia, came right back. They have a very good passing game. They got good wide receivers. Lafayette's blitz doesn't get home. And you see a beautiful throw there to Crow in the slot for 17 yards. That cut it to 10-7. And then I think the Lafayette offensive line started to lean a little bit on Columbia's D-line. As you see Kente take it in for his second one. Johnson's a strong runner. Remember, they had Georgie last year. He was fantastic, one of their top running backs ever at that school. He'll take it in. There's a 17-14 lead, so things still in the balance, but Lafayette came right out of the gate. This was a big 3rd down and 4. He knows what he needs to get. The quarterback, your senior pick up that. This was a huge play. 4th down, a little bit too much cushion. They take advantage of it. Mason Keener there makes a big-time play, and then again, you put the ball into the hands of the explosive player on the Lafayette offense, Kente Edwards. Wow, 3 touchdowns the week before, 4 last week, 3 tonight. I mean, that is just crazy. 10, big play. Kevin Doder had one dropped in his hands last week, thought about it all week, came back with a big play. This was huge. Hosack on the Y hide and drag off the play action pass. They've needed that. Lafayette needs more of that. Hosack brings it to the 1. And then you see a second, again, great compliment right there. Ethan Weber, a strong runner. He gets himself over 50 yards tonight. Again, this Columbia defense, our offense is good. And I think down on the 1-yard line, they struggled a little bit inside the red zone. And when you don't play a lot of football games, as we see, 4th down and 1, Gary, this was a huge play. Watch Beckham D. Bang. Beckham D makes a play there on 1st down. Lafayette pushes him out of the pocket. Gogan's got to throw it away. And then, again, here, this was a targeting call. They waved that off. We're 4th and 1. You got to go for it. But penetration, Beckham D, incomplete pass. I'll tell you what, the defense came up big. Beckham D on defense. Kevin Dodard on defense, and obviously a lot of play on offense. Great effort tonight by the Leopards.
A lot of great highlights. They shut out Columbia in the second half. Down on the field, Megan has Coach Troxel. Mike and I are done for the night. Glad you have joined us. We'll see you next week. For now, I'm Gary Laubach for Mike Joseph. Here's Megan.
Thanks so much, Gary. Coach, really happy addressing your team right there, telling them great effort. What were you so pleased with their effort tonight?
Coming back home for the first time, obviously, it's special when you can win here. We had a lot of guys step up in a lot of different ways. We have some young guys out there playing for us. Defensively, to hold them to 14 points was outstanding. And offensively, what can you say about Kente? What can you say about Dean, Eli? We moved the ball, we scored points. It's a great day to be a Leopard,
What can you say about Kente, Coach? At halftime, you told me you got to keep feeding him the ball, and to finish with 3 touchdowns, 150 yards. What can you say about him?
Yeah, he's a special kid. He's worked really hard to get his opportunity. He's waited patiently, for this opportunity, and he's not going to let it go by. So, and he's the most humble kid. He'll probably be the guy to tell you it's a team effort, not him, because that's who he is. But, we're glad we got him on our side, and he's doing a great job.
How about defensively? Beckham D, especially coming up to end the 3rd quarter with that defensive stand. What do you make of his performance tonight?
Yeah, Beckham we knew was a good football player. Obviously he transferred in. We tried to recruit him out of high school. He's going to be really special. And, you start talking about these guys, they got 3 and 4 years of eligibility left. So we're playing with a young group. And, we expect big things out of him. And he's going to keep playing hard for us for sure.
Thanks so much, Coach. Enjoy this one.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We're now going to talk to Kente here. I'm going to grab him. Kente, congratulations. Just speaking with your coach real quick, he mentioned how humble you are. So I know that we're going to talk a little bit of team here. So first and foremost, what was the team effort tonight to be able to come here, home game, Friday Night Lights, and get your first home win?
Well, we just had a great game plan from Coach Trox, and everyone just had the mindset to take it day by day and work as hard as we possibly can. And that collective team effort together is what made us victorious today.
And working as hard as you can, you personally worked really hard tonight. 3 touchdowns, 150 yards. What did you see on the field tonight?
Well, once again, my O-lineman up front, Sean Kenny, Sean Wilson, Spencer, Reed, Brian Basha, and Ethan Hosack, just working every single play, creating great holes for me, great gaps, just allowing me to break free here and there, and all credit goes to them every single yard.
3-1 early in this season. How would you describe just what your team has been able to do so far early on?
Winning a college football game is never easy, so when you go 3-1, with a hard game one opponent, it always feels great to build momentum and carry that off. So we're feeling good, but now even the game's over probably 5 minutes ago. Focus on next week, and we got to put in the past behind us.
Enjoy it a little bit tonight, though, okay?
Yeah, I'll try.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Pleasure. Thank you.
John and Phil, over to you guys.
Thanks so much, Megan. Good job by you. And Phil, you heard Coach Trox say it. It's a great day to be a Leopard. Now, personally, every day is a great day to be a Leopard, but it's a little
even better day to be a Leopard, right? Okay, there we go.
But it really was. I mean, today was such a complete ball game. We talked a lot about the run game. It seemed like, as Mike Joseph alluded to, took away the stuff over the top, forced us to run the ball, but be careful what you wish for. That offensive line, I mean, the push, unless you were down here on the sideline, you may not have recognized it, but there were 4 and 5 yards down upfield before anybody laid a hand on Kente Edwards.
Well, that's why I wanted to give them a little recognition in the first half, right? Because they've been doing that all season long, maybe with the exception a little bit with the Bowling Green game. But yeah, I mean, more of the same, for Kente, 150 yards today. Very efficient day for Dean DeNoble. I think 14 to 17, spread it around to 6 different receivers. That's a great game.
Offense, defense, special teams. I mean, you want to run the ball, you want to stop the run. They did that today. They had 14 points at halftime, and what we talked about, one of the things we talked about was the fact that Lafayette might have been overrunning plays. I mean, I did not see any missed tackles. You talk about a defensive adjustment. They shut out a very good Columbia team in the second half. Megan, you had a chance to talk up close and personal to some of these guys. And how about the kind of young men that represent this college?
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing, though, is when you speak with their head coach, right? Especially just talking with John Troxell here after, he is just so pleased with what these young men are able to bring, not only physically on the field, right, but especially the types of guys that he has in his locker room. He's really pleased with his team's performance tonight.
Feels really good tonight, Phil. Let's not get lost in the fact that we opened up against the defending Ivy League champion. We play the co-champion next week, and anyone who's been around this football team and this football program knows how tough Princeton can be. Yeah,
1,000%. Phil, what are you looking at with Princeton?
So again, some of the same. We'll get back to it in terms of offensively. Get with the run game. You may let Dean go a little bit more. Get some games over the top. Get some throws over the top. I think the biggest thing is we want to do what we did here. I mean, other than Salvatelli, we don't know word on him, but get out of the game basically. No one hurt. That's what we want to get through. We obviously want to win the game, but we want to be healthy for Patriot League games.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah, it's going to be fun next week. It's also the kickoff of the 200th year celebration for the college.
And as much fun as this was Friday Night Lights, I'm excited for a little Saturday action. Next week, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff against Princeton. We will be here for halftime postgame, and Gary and Mike will be on the call. Till next time, we will see you guys. Lafayette, 3-1 early in the season.